Hello, how are you today? We're doing pretty good here. It's actually nighttime, 10 o'clock to be exact. We've had a busy day. It's Monday and things are starting to open up back here on Vancouver Island, a little bit anyway. And one of the things that Dave and I did before all this shutdown stuff was volunteer at the local resources center, and so we started that again tonight. It's only a couple of hours, and it's going to be once a week but it's it's good. We get out, right? It helps. We get out because we haven't really hardly left the house for weeks and weeks and weeks. We've done a couple of grocery pickups, and those have been quite convenient. If you don't have those in your area or you haven't tried them yet, I know a lot of stores, probably everywhere, are offering them, but you just make your order online and you pay for it, and then you go at the designated time to pick it up, and they bring it and load it into your car, and you take it home. And actually, the last time we went to the Real Canadian Superstore, and anyway, we spent quite a bit of money at the Real Canadian Superstore, but we got a free plant. Not only did we get the groceries that we needed, and we didn't get quite everything that we wanted. There were some things that they were out of. Flour in particular seems to be quite difficult to get nowadays. But there are things you can use other than flour, like pancake mix, and I have quite a bit of that. And so anyway, I got a free plant, and it's hanging out in my garden, and you guys know how I love my garden, and you know how I'm always trying to tie my artwork in with what goes on in my life, and making it usable and stuff like this. And look at this big honking thing. It's giant. It's bigger than my head. Anyway, I have taped up the holes on the bottom, and I've got something tall enough for it to stand on. And I have this, which is an old strainer that got all burnt up and rusted on the bottom. So I can't really use it for veggies anymore. And so I'm going to use it to pour paint through. And I think the colors that I'm going to use, it's going to go outside. So you can't be sure how long it's going to hold up. So I'm going to do a mixture of colors that I like all colors, don't get me wrong, but there are some shades of some colors that I prefer less than others. And I have some of those here that I'm just going to go ahead and use up, because what's the point of having them if you don't use them, right? So I have a sap green, a hunter green, a green chrome oxide, a mid-yellow, an orange, and a peach. And those are the colors. Oh, and then I have a gray base. And so I don't know, I might not use all of those greens, although they are really close to each other in tone and shade. So I might use all of them. We'll see how it goes. I don't like to go too crazy with too many colors, because then you end up with brown and mud, right? And I'm not looking to make mud today. So if you haven't already, I'd love it if you subscribed. The more the merrier. I think I have over 223 subscribers, I think. I'm trying to not obsess over it. So I might even turn off how many I have, so I'm not looking at it every single second, or maybe it shows for me even if I do turn it off. But yeah, always trying to get those subscribers, but never knowing what's the magic formula, right? So I think just being honest with our story here on our little mini homestead, for lack of a better term for it. I mean, we don't have chickens and goats or any of those kinds of stuff, but we do source our foods locally. and we are learning how to be more self-sustainable. So, yeah, and we're turning our backyard into a garden. Like, that's it, right? Dave was saying today there's not going to be anywhere to sit out there. But anyway, you can tell I'm a little hoarse. I don't know. I've been outside. I don't know. I haven't been talking much for a while, so maybe that's it. Anyway, I'm going to put you up on the other camera. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. It's always great to have someone to say hello to. Anyway, I'm going to put you up on the other camera, and you can watch from above. Well, after all of that, I kind of hate it. I just don't know. I'm going to let it sit and drip for a while. And part of the problem is, you know, the color is pooling up in here, right? I should have poked some holes in it, excuse me, so they would drain out. But every time I have to go to drain the paint out of there, it kind of muddies everything up. And then the colors just, they're bright, they're vibrant, but they are not my style. Maybe it'll get better, maybe it won't, but we'll take a look when it gets dry. So this is it in the end, and I know that's quite a change from the last shot of it, but as I may have mentioned, this bottom part here was just filled up with paint, and every time I moved it, it kind of brought this brownish, grayish, and eventually I had so much there, I just flipped it up like this and just left it and let it all run down. It was pretty much awful all the way. So anyway, it will be getting a re-pour one of these days. I need to completely let it dry, and then I am going to have a few holes drilled into it around this top part, so there's somewhere for my paint to drain out when I pour it down there. Otherwise, I'm just going to run into the same problem again, and there's no sense even painting it if that is the case. So, this was pretty much a disaster, too. The paint didn't go through the holes at all. So, I don't know. I may try and peel the paint off here, or I may just toss it. It didn't really work for much of anything, and I can't see trying that. My paint was already pretty thin So I don't imagine that it's going to work any better with any other paint. So yeah, it was something to try, but again, that did not work for me. Thank you for stopping in today and taking some time out of your day to come and watch me make a mess of everything. I really do appreciate you and your time. And I know what I did wrong in this painting. The biggest thing was not having those holes where they needed to be. And I will definitely rectify that for the next one. So, hey guys, I'm going to be revamping my channel a little bit. It needs to more reflect the diversification of topics that I'm going to be presenting on it, because I won't just be doing art, and I won't just be doing in the kitchen stuff, and I won't just be doing in the garden stuff. It's life is a conglomerate of things, and I think that the more you can learn, the more skills that you can gain, the better off you are. And I am learning a bunch of new skills, so I would be happy for you to come and take this journey with me. And so if you haven't already, please do subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment if you can, or if you have a question, or if you have something that you would like to know about me or Dave or Mom, you know, just leave us a comment, leave us a question. We'd be happy to talk to you. I'm going to go for now, and have yourself a great day. Take care of yourself. Bye now.